Okay, we are here. We just finished a modular studio build for Lorena Rivas, a local to Tulsa immigration lawyer. She's super awesome. She does a ton of content, and we built this studio to be able to repurpose it and turn it into several different things all at once. So we're going to give you an example of our talking head training setup, which is what you're seeing me do right now. A lot of training content for onboarding, also some social media training. We also can turn this into a standing studio where you can walk around, you can have a couple people in the set, you can go direct to camera, direct to teleprompter. You don't necessarily need to hire a big videography crew anymore. So we have that set. We're gonna show you how modular this is, how we can change it into that set really quickly so we can be ready to go if we're doing straight to camera talking head and we wanna be standing and not sitting at a desk. And then finally, our favorite, this also turns into a podcast set. So it could be a 2 to 4 person podcast set. We're gonna show you the 2-person setup all on this exact same set. So 3 different versions of the same set. You can adjust the lighting, you can adjust the mics you're using. Right now I've got a lav mic, or we can go, more professional with the Shure podcast mic. So the coolest thing is with the push of a button, we are going to be connected to one of the local radio station shows that Lorena does. So we could be on the radio. We can also stream live to all the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and we can record everything through our equipment to reuse later. So this is an all-in-one studio. We'll show you exactly how we set it up so that you can do the exact same thing yourself. A bad spot on lighting. Caleb, on the other side of that pole, we're gonna go up. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay, good. Is that the light fixture? No, it's cables, cables, cables. So we use this newer teleprompter. It's really easy. Just put your iPad on there, take your files onto your iPad. And just like that, we have ourselves a standing set where we can talk straight to camera. We have our teleprompter in front of us, and if it's more comfortable for us to just deliver content, it's really easy for us to do it. As you can see, we had to make a couple changes to the lighting. We had to kind of raise them up a little bit, make a few tweaks. We definitely had to raise the camera up a little bit, and a few minor changes to the set design. Obviously, there's some more tweaking we could do. We could change the colors of the tube lights. We can maybe position some of the practical lights a little bit, but for now, it's a really easy, adjustable set that if you want to go from sitting to standing quickly, we can do that. And this can save you a lot of time hiring a video production company to come out and light your room and then build things around you. This is something that you could definitely easily do yourself. And my favorite thing is the teleprompter. So if you need the teleprompter, you can change this by remote control. Easily get yourself teleprompting, reading off, your script for your paid ads in such an easy, quick way. And then you can stop it, change the size of it, up, down, scoot up, down, all around. One of my favorite things about it. Now is we're gonna convert this into a podcast studio. And I'm gonna show you exactly how we do it, walk you through what changes we need to make. I'm gonna go ahead and start with a few. Obviously, the lighting is gonna have to be adjusted a little bit. Our teleprompter and cameras are gonna have to be reworked. We're gonna have to bring the chairs up off the wall. We do have this really cool sign. And then once we get that set up, there'll be a few changes on the RØDECaster because we're gonna be using 2 podcast mics, 3 different cameras. So quite a few different changes to the set. But once it's set up, we'll show you what it looks like and we'll walk you through what that is. All right. We always do the set design first for podcasting. We get our chairs, we get our lighting, we get this stuff where we want it before we set our cameras. And this particular set, podcast set, we want to obviously incorporate the Comrex if we can, in case she wants to sit down with her podcast studio and be on air and have a live guest. This Comrex has 2 inputs. So in reality, she could technically have 2 people on air at the same time. So 2 mics, she could do her podcast technically from the air. So we've almost got the podcast studio completely set. I'll have to walk you through a little bit of what we did. Caleb is finishing up the mic setup, but we're gonna use 2 of these Shure MV7s. They're the podcast mics. They're really cool mics. They almost resemble the SM7Bs, but they're really focused more on podcasting. We like them, they look cool. They sit on these Elgato arms real nice. So we're just using these Elgato arms so they can swing around real easy. And then what I love about these is they have the magnetic, like on and off cord covers. This little Newer light here, LED video light by Newer. We got them on Amazon, but it's acting as a hair light for the talent. So you can see it's kind of like a kicker, but it's also giving us a little bit of punch on these trees and the background, so it's not too dark. Over here, another Newer hair light. Come around here so you guys can see it. Another Newer hair light just to kick on the talent. I don't know if you can see that, but when the light's off, there's not really much coming right here. So it's doing a lot for the back of the talent. So it's kind of dual purpose hair light and also giving us a little bit of interest in the back. We're using the same Govee tube lights. We did move the plants around, but we went ahead and put up the branding sign that we think looks pretty cool. So cameras, we've got Blackmagic production studio cameras. We just left our 35mm in the center and we scooted it back a little bit. We left the teleprompter on just for time savings. And then we're using a third one here for the tight cam. This lantern, we just flipped it around. It actually works pretty well. The lighting is coming from the front, so it's a little bit more of a flat lighting, but our talent likes that, so we're gonna go for it. Whereas before, it was facing this white wall and it was bouncing off the wall. And now we've brightened it up quite a bit. So we may end up moving this back and letting it bounce. We may actually bring some of this down. It just depends on how bright we look once we get talent in seats. So that is the setup. Takes a little time to get it all built up, but once it's built up, you got a cool little podcast vibe so that you can do your show. We'll fill you in on some of the technical stuff that we're doing on the back end in the computer. Okay, so this is the desk where all the magic happens. Caleb here is one of the engineers that actually helped build all of this and make this happen. We run everything through just a Mac Mini. I mean, if you have a Mac Studio, that'd be awesome, but you don't necessarily need it. Just a little Mac Mini has everything you need. And since we're streaming live you have to be plugged in. You don't want to be using wireless internet. You want to be plugged in directly. And that Comrex that basically gets us connected to the internet is also, it's connected wired line. So that way there is no latency and you're not dealing with the wireless signals. So, and then we're using a RØDECaster video, which really houses almost everything we do, and a couple different monitors. Obviously this monitor, the client likes to see themselves, see what they look like, see how they look on cam. We can turn that off if you don't like to see that, but this is where all the magic happens. So Caleb, how do we stream live and also record?
So we have OBS set up over here. We do our live streaming as well as our recording through here, as well as through our RØDECaster. So whenever we're ready to go live, we just click on this live scene right here. It has our logo on it. It has the audio right here. And then we're also able to start streaming if you want to go to just one place, such as Facebook. But we also have installed a free open source plugin that allows us to also add other outputs to our stream. So I have a TikTok stream here. If we want to go streaming on TikTok, we can also add a new one. You can add in any other streaming platform that you want to go to. And then that way you're able to stream this one source with your camera. We can also have multiple cameras here switched. And we also have our capture device through the RØDECaster video. So we can capture any audio that we may hear through a Google Meets call or a Zoom call, and we can put it through our OBS software along with our cameras to get a live stream that has both our talent and everybody involved. And then we're also able to record individually each camera through a RØDECaster video so you can edit it in post-production.
This is a dream studio. You can really make the most use of your time. You can come sit down for an hour and go live, record, do everything you need to do on all your platforms. It's just a really, really cool thing to do. Once the podcast is completely over, we can rip this apart, put everything back where it goes and get our desk back, and then we're back to talking heads. So modular set here in this studio. Very cool. I love the options we have that we can work with.